Hi there, I'm Carolyn, trichologist here at Absolute Hair Health Clinic. We help people with hair loss, hair thinning and scalp conditions, and we like to share some of our journeys. So today we're talking about an early receding hairline, and it's a young woman's journey that we've got today. So she first noticed the signs in her 20s. She wasn't even 21 yet, and women don't normally notice, this receding hairline. We're talking about the recessions until after menopause. Okay, so at 20 years old, and she was just 21 when I met her, it's a very unusual thing to see. And what she'd done is she'd gone in and Googled about it, and she was just so scared of what was happening. And people were talking about this thing called minoxidil, that once you use it, it causes hair loss. You've got to keep using it, because if you stop it, you get more hair loss and the receding continues. So that's what her fear was. She also said to me that she had previously experienced hair loss, which is hair physically falling out. So she said she had a lot of hair and she'd lost half of her hair, but she wasn't worried about that. She was only worried about what she could see at the front of her head. So I really want to point this out, that hair loss and recession thinning are two very different things. So when the hair over the entire head is physically falling out, that is your body pushing the hair out, because it's a sign something's not right in your body. Whereas these recessions, they're our baby hairs. We all have recessions. We all have those little baby hairs. But they can miniaturize further through this thing called female pattern thinning. Now, it's not supposed to happen with female pattern thinning at such a young age. So that's why we call it an early receding hairline. Okay, in your 20s, you should not be having this receding hairline. So what we found through investigation of her blood test is she was actually ferritin deficient. So ferritin is part of your iron, and we all need iron for cellular health, immunity, oxygen. Okay, so her iron was low, meaning what she was eating wasn't there, but her ferritin stores were so low. So the first thing we had to do was provide a supplement. Now, this is really important as well, is that she had in her blood test really high B12. So you've got to choose the correct iron. So not all iron supplements are iron. So she had low iron, low ferritin, high B12. So, I don't want you to watch this and just go out and buy things and use them. It's really important that you get a correct diagnosis and the right help. So we've got two iron supplements here, and you might look at them and say that they're the same, but they're completely different. So we have to choose the right one for you. So we did that. We also found she had low vitamin D. Now, low vitamin D can also cause hair loss and hair thinning, but it's part of our hormonal protection. So she shared with me she'd also had some acne problems at age 19, which again also isn't normal at that age, a little bit younger. So the vitamin D also was related to the low ferritin. So we started really connecting things together. So we did that, and we talked about food for ferritin and a lot of nutritional things. That's super important, that we don't just say we're going to use a supplement and there's a quick magic fix, because that's not the key. So we went in also with some topical treatment to try and stabilize the hair cycle, because what was wrong is she had hair loss, which had exposed the recessions, but she didn't specifically have pattern thinning. So this represents the minoxidil that they say you've got to use forever. She didn't even need that. Okay, and if we suggest one for you, it's not forever, just so you know. But she didn't need that, because what she actually had was a hair cycle problem. She had some scalp issues as well because of the low vitamin D, so we introduced Scalp Brush therapy, a really simple scalp cleanser, and a product that we call it a loaded antioxidant. So it pulls the hair cycle back in, can promote some hair growth, but also at the same time protects against the female pattern thinning. So there's always two parts to the treatment, is address the underlying causes, but do some simple topical treatments. So we ran the program for 4 months, and we always do some before and afters. And what we could see is we had some regrowth in the little recessions, but what I could see is that the entire head had responded. We rechecked her blood tests, the ferritin had improved, as had vitamin D, and her food had significantly improved as well. So she did need some work to do, but she was really on a good path. Okay, so we're doing this to make you aware of nutrition, topical treatments but correct diagnosis. That really is the key. So we always put a link to our website here. Go in there, listen to our other stories, read all of our free information. But if you want my help, email me. It's Carolyn. We're in Brisbane, Australia, but we can help you anywhere in the world. info@absolique.com.au.